You know what time it is.
I know what time it is.
Dungeon debate. Dungeon debate.
All right.
I think I did good.
So we got another race debate here.
It's a race.
We really need to do a video on like why they're called races and not species, but we'll get into that later. So we're going to be comparing two races and debating which one is better. We are debating Halflings versus Gnomes. I will be defending Gnomes.
And I will be defending your fan favorite, Lord of the Rings favorite, Frodo.
This ain't Lord of the Rings. This is Dungeons and Dragons.
Still godlike. Which takes so much inspiration from Lord of the Rings, by the way. So much inspiration.
Yeah, it's pretty much copied. Yeah.
Copy.
It's kind of lame.
What do you mean, gnomes?
No, halflings are lame.
Gnomes are copied from like literally everything.
This is a debate, so I'm throwing
all sorts of stuff. Apparently, the minions are based off of gnomes. Everyone copies gnomes. They're tinkerers. That's all they do.
Okay, well, anyway, this is why gnomes are better than halflings.
Okay.
So, all halflings do is sit around, get fat, and tell stories. While gnomes, on the other hand, are out there living those stories.
What are you talking about? They sit there and just make things.
No, gnomes are extremely enthusiastic about pretty much everything, and they're like down to adventure with anyone, which can be a downfall because they pretty much trust anyone. But they're like if someone's like, "Hey, do you want to go do this thing?" They're like, "Sure, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go." That like they're just really excited
let's go.
and
let's
down
go.
to go.
Come on.
They're like they're the hyper little guys, and the halflings are the hobbits. They sit around.
They don't just sit around. They're
the simple ones.
Hobbits are one of the best allies you can ever have, though, because they would never betray you. They're always super adventure. Loyal. They go on when they're needed on the adventure. That's world changing. I'll just drop the mic right there. When they go on adventures, the world changes.
Well, I mean, they did in Lord of the Rings. No, yeah. If a halfling is coming out of its hobbit hole, literally, then there is probably a very important reason. But your campaigns aren't always world-threatening.
Well, but also most people kind of tend to stick in their villages, right? So there are gnome villages. They don't just go around and go random places. There are gnome villages. And what they do, they stick there and make things. They make very awesome trinkets and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But halflings, everyone likes the simple life. They make the best taverns. They're the happiest and kindest people there is.
Yeah, they're very nice.
They would never break the law. They're always up in a good mood. They think the positivity of
They're the nice guys, and the gnomes are the guys that get the girls. Because they just pull up with some, like, sweet, arm device.
So then they're like the bums. They pull up with the motorcycles, like the halfling has...
Exactly. They pull up with the sweet sports car, while the halflings are just, like, these kind of, like, fat, and, like
fat.
They've been drinking way too much beer, and they're like, hey, babe, you want to hang out? No, they wouldn't even say babe. They'd be like, hi, sweetheart.
But yet they're still the happiest than the gnomes. They're happier than the gnomes.
Hey, they're very happy.
I just imagine a fantasy campaign, a halfling and like some like elf. They're like, the halfling trying to swear, and then you just see like a gnome just like with shades, just like on like a motor-sized horse to pull up, just like. You got like the so basically it's the good boys or the bad boys. That's basically what we're doing right now.
Okay, well the gnomes aren't actually bad boys. They're more like the hyper children of the world.
Yeah, no, they're annoying. That would make me so angry over a while. Like, yes, you're excited for everything. Well, they are selfish too. Gnomes are very selfish beings.
They're not that selfish.
They're pretty selfish. The thing is,
they're very nice.
You
to
can
everyone.
Bore them very easily if you don't talk about what they like. They just don't care. So they're always selfish about what they like to like. But Hobbit,
they're not the best listeners.
Thing is about hobbits is they are the greatest morale boosters. They are everyone.
What's a hobbit?
A halfling. I'm gonna punch you.
Okay.
Halfling is another word for a hobbit, by the way. They just put
Can't
halfling.
It's copyrighted.
Yeah, so they don't.
No, I get it. I get it.
But A hobbit sounds way better than halfling. I don't know why. But yeah. So basically, halflings are like the best to talk to. You know, everyone loves talking to halflings. They're so nice. They'll give you some beer. They might be a little overweight, but like they're also the bravest race, and they actually have a trait, brave, which basically means they get advantage to any frightful check. They get, which is very nice.
They're too happy.
They also get
face fear.
They're also the best bards and rogues because they get a +2.
Yeah, but they have no. They're definitely. I definitely see bard. That fits. But rogue, they're not. They wouldn't be a rogue.
No, that's where I'll catch you right there.
Okay.
That's where I'll. Why do you think Bilbo went on the adventure? He was the burglar. No one suspects a hobbit to be a thief. They are the perfect thieves.
Well, they are, but they're not naturally going to be.
But if you're making a character,
was different,
a halfling would be a perfect thief.
They would be.
They are physically the best thieves. We're talking about which one is better.
That's like saying an iron golem would be an amazing king because they're strong or something. But they wouldn't be a king.
No,
actually, that's a bad example. That's
like
saying an iron golem would be a perfect assassin, or because they would just come in and kill you, and that you wouldn't be able to do anything about it. But they wouldn't do that because that's not how they worked.
Well, no, but what? Well, okay.
You know what I'm saying.
Sure,
you get the idea.
No, but halflings would be the best. Well, they wouldn't be assassins. They would be thieves.
Okay, yes, they're small.
So in general, D&D, there are bad halflings. They're not just in the Shire all the time. They are in cities too, and they're normally the guys who pickpocket. Really. They're really nice, but they will pickpocket you. Of course, every race has mean ones too, but generally they're all super nice.
I like to picture the halflings as like what are they called in Dragonlance? There's I'm forgetting the character. He's a tinker or something, and he basically the society, and we'll dive into all race societies at some point, but and I think he's a halfling, is basically no one owns anything. Everyone shares everything.
That's the Aarakocra. That's what they think.
Well, this was not an Aarakocra.
Oh, this was like a gnome or a halfling?
I think it was a halfling. And God, what was his name? It was like a little. It was a cute name. I forget.
Exactly. Cute too.
Well, it was like a little guy name. Anyway, he so basically he would steal stuff, pickpocket stuff, but he'd be like, "What? What? That's not. We all share." You know what I mean?
See, so innocent, but I bet he was literally amazing at it.
Yeah, he was.
He was a god at it.
He was.
I'm proving that point. They're gods.
Yeah. But gnomes are better. And so we're talking about what's good about halflings. And sure, halflings would be good at stealing something.
How are gnomes better? Can you please pull up a good example?
Yes, I can. Because while halflings are sitting around getting fat and stealing each other's like loaves of bread, gnomes are becoming fantasy Iron Man.
Fantasy Iron Man.
Yeah, they're Tony Stark. They're building the super weapons of the world. Well, you guys are just over there sleeping.
They're not building super weapons. They're building like little mechanical frogs that like hop, or like the little bird thing that like goes on the water that like goes on it and it like bounces back. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Have you ever seen like My Half-Ton Life? That's the work ethic of halflings. Well, the work ethic of gnomes is Elon Musk. That's what we're comparing.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
Yes, they have I do agree. That's
why gnomes are better.
No, but the thing is where I'm also talking about game statistics too.
Like, sure, you can steal something, but gnomes
are also the best at literally being social as well. There are also godlike bards.
As long as you're sitting around like
talking
about old campfire stories.
Is that literally your only comeback? They are gods. They are godlike in two main classes: rogues and bards. Not a lot of races can be really good with multiple classes, but
that's only two.
Most races only get like one.
Well, gnomes, anything intellect based. Gnomes are intelligent, extremely intelligent, and intellect is way better than I can pickpocket you.
No, but here's the thing.
It's way better.
You use a lot more dexterity in a D&D campaign than you do use intelligence.
You can be very dexterous as a gnome. You're not
you
taking
can be, but you can also be super intelligent.
It's a very minor difference in dexterity.
They get a +2, which is insane.
That's not insane.
That's really good.
That's not insane. It's good, but I mean, it's not insane.
It's really good. for a halfling. No, it's good.
For a halfling.
No, but what I'm saying is you use dexterity a lot more than intelligence.
But we can talk stats all day, and what it's going to come down to with races is they're just different. They have pros and cons. There is no OP race.
No, but halflings do get a lot more things than I think gnomes do. With one of the things they can move through like bigger people.
So anything small can do that.
But they get the most absurd ability. Luck.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's so good.
I honestly don't have the gnome abilities on hand, but they have luck because they're kind of bad in general. Like they're not tough, they're not fast.
No, that's not the reason why they're luck.
They're the hobbits. It's like they just kind of like get lucky.
Yet the hobbits, if they don't luck is a powerful thing.
You don't need luck when you have skill. And that's what gnomes have.
Okay, and one skill.
They have extreme skill. They are experts in their craft.
Only in their craft. But their dwarven craft and giant craft absurd. They could not make anything. Giants and
gnomes.
Giant and dwarves spit on them daily. They're saying your stuff is garbage.
It's a completely different craftsman. So you have the dwarves, which are making they're making tools, they're making metal, armor, they're making these kind of things. Gnomes are tinkerers. They have the gears, all these little contraptions.
So what would they be making? That would be useful in a campaign.
If you walked into a gnome city, you might be dealing with... So in Dragonlance, the gnome city they walked into, basically it was multi-tiered, all indoors, and the way you got from one area to another was you would go on these catapults that would just... and they were made perfectly to place you where you needed to be.
That sounds...
And that's the power of gnome
but that sounds
like invention.
So but
it's dangerous, but they calculate it meticulously perfect.
But the thing is, would you rather go to there, or would all the viewers of the Albert Bros, all the fans would rather go to the Shire? The Shire, perfect.
The Shire is classic.
Tranquility. Peace,
where would you want to go
balance.
in a D&D campaign? Would you want to just go drink in the Shire and tell stories? Or do you want to go to some very interesting and unpredictable, in a good way, like city that's like got all this interesting stuff to run into, all these items to buy?
Wait, no, but the thing is, even if they even let you in.
A gnome has a really cool ability where they can just straight up craft a trinket. So they give options, but obviously you can homebrew it to be whatever.
So what are these options?
You can make a music box that can play any music, but it can play anything except voices. So it could be anything. You could powerful.
So
with that.
you could have a.
Sure, you could be beatboxing.
Mess with a purple worm. You just chuck a music box or something, just like.
Yeah. I believe you can make a...
Well, hey, you can make a music box, but can you make music?
Oh, you can make a toy that, walks around. So, obviously, that's not, in combat useful, but it's just cool. It just shows their ability. So, what we're talking about here is not stats, because, again, there's pros and cons. It's what is the better race in general. And think about gnomes in their, mountainous, intricate, Okay, I don't know what you're doing with your face. But you have all these moving parts, and they're very intelligent. They have this sophisticated society of just, big brains, right?
But the thing is, they don't care about anyone else but themselves.
They're just so... No, they're on the grind. That's what they're doing. They're grinding. And so it's not that they don't care. They're just not focused on other people. Because it's we are building the best thing ever. Isn't that awesome? And other people might be like, oh my God, this guy only talks about himself. But it's true. They're making something that's really amazing.
But then the dragon comes in and burns them all.
No, they would. If anyone has ballistas ready, it's the gnomes.
I just imagine the human cities collapse, the elves burn, the dwarves don't have a chance. But then once the dragon's oh, my next target, just the gnomes are they're alrighty, boys.
It's just
the gnome just cocks the horse.
Yeah, that's what if anyone were to have that, it'd be a gnome. That's why they're awesome.
That would literally be the best siege battle. The orcs are invading, but the gnomes are release the artillery, just like World War II artillery they put on the World War II helmets. Yes, that is awesome. But generally, I'm saying
gnomes are better.
Playing as a halfling is better. And also, if you need a great friend, which we all need, You know, you might be good at crafting things, but if you need someone to be at your side, or just generally, if you're always happy, that's literally amazing. No, if you're always happy, that's the best.
Who would you
life.
rather have at your side? Happy from Iron Man. You know Happy? His kind of like butler guy. He's not, but he's like a bodyguard.
Yes, I know who Happy is.
Or Iron Man himself.
Okay, well, the thing is, Happy is not even...
Because that's actually a perfect comparison.
That's
Happy's
not
a little overweight.
But the thing
no,
is...
listen. Happy's a little overweight. He's happy. He's very positive. He's a good friend.
No.
But he's ultimately kind of not helpful on a grand scheme of things. Iron Man, on the other hand, is kind of selfish. He's very into his... He's narcissistic. But he makes extremely useful things.
But the gnomes are Iron Man.
The gnomes are the Iron Man.
Gnomes are not Iron Man. You're not making an Iron Man suit unless you take the class
I love how we've
artificer.
yet again used. I mean, last time we were talking about Spider-Man and like whether what was it? Oh God.
Oh, it was like player versus DM.
Player versus DM. Yeah. Anyway.
Which I apologize. Please don't smite me again. I beg of you.
Okay. This is the final thing.
Oh, God.
Halflings are classic, right? They're classic. That's good. Why are you making a face? They're classic. They are these down-to-earth, like, very lovable creatures. And gnomes are these occasionally annoying... but extremely smart and motivated people. And which one would you rather be? I'd rather be extremely motivated, whipping out all these cool gadgets. Which one is a better race in general? I think it's the one that pulls out the ballista Gatling gun versus the one that's like, Dragon, please don't kill us. Don't scour our shower.
But they don't pull out the ballista Gatling gun, though.
They could. Oh, what are you talking about?
They don't.
If you went to like a civilization of gnomes... that place is set up.
But what happens if you don't?
What do you mean?
The thing is, no, they wouldn't though. What happens if they go outside of their city? First of all,
they won't bring it with them.
No, but first of all, they won't even let anything see them. That's like one of their things that they're always hidden.
Oh, so who's a good rogue now?
Well, no, that's not rogues.
Who's a good rogue now?
Elves are really good at it too. Elves, halflings.
No, yeah, but you were saying hobbits are so good at being rogues. Apparently, gnomes are good too.
That is not rogues.
Not being hidden. That's stealth.
That is not. Are they stealthy? No, themselves they can be
super. They're small. Anything small can be really stealthy. I mean, anything can be really stealthy in general.
You anger me. What I'm saying is, halflings
if you're a rogue class, you will be proficient in stealth. Period. Doesn't matter what race you are.
Is that true? Are you just automatically proficient?
I mean, you might be able to pick other things, but. You are going to pick stealth. I mean, it's kind of your thing.
Well, a lot more people do play halflings too. Get roasted. But yes, my final verdict is halflings. Frodo and Bilbo, they're classics. They didn't put gnomes. They didn't put all this crazy stuff. If you want a classical campaign, go with halflings are the best. They got the greatest food. Food is better than technology. They got the best drinks, the best songs. The best parties, the best stories. They probably made the Avengers. They probably made the Marvel. They probably made DC.
If you want to not go on adventures in your campaign, halflings are better. If you do want to, gnomes.
If you do want to go on adventures, pull a halfling with you. They are the best sidekick that anyone could have.
Good luck with that.
That is very true. They are the best sidekick. Always loyal.
But good luck.
Always happy. Always praises you. They're the best simp. They are kind of simps. But yeah, but they are the best in a good story. You have the dwarf, you have the elf, you have the human. You have the halfling who's always good at heart, brave, courageous.
Yeah, we get it. You're talking about the
hobbits from
Lord of the Rings. Also,
if you want to steal something from a dragon,
but the hobbits from the Lord of the Rings were unique. They were not the hobbits in general as a race. That whole time were just chilling, and eventually got roasted for it in the end.
Oh, I mean they got roasted in the end.
The scouring of the Shire. It's not exactly shown in the movies, but let's just say it doesn't end well for the Shire. Yeah.
That's sad.
It is.
Who would do that to the Shire?
Evil things, and like hobbits are very kind, and they're naively kind. They're too kind.
Well,
they can't defend themselves.
I mean, that's the same with gnomes. They're like super naive. Like they trust. Like
they do. That's true. But they are very capable. Like if they realize you're a threat, it's like, oh, I guess I'll pull out my guns now.
I just imagine a knight's like you're under arrest. The gnome's like, all right, buddy, pulls out a Glock and just
under
like
arrest.
How come the gnomes didn't take over the world, Jake, if they're all so great with their technology?
Yeah.
How come they don't got like bombers?
Like the guard might pull its sword and be like, come with me, and then the gnome pulls out, a badge, pistol, handcuffs, and a taser, and it's like, no, you come with me.
I just imagine you go to a gnome city, you might think the guards will have shields and stuff, but no, they're like full on cops. They got like the blue, they got the hats. They got, like, the taser and the guns and the handcuffs. Like, you're coming with me, mister.
Yeah. I think we've been discussing this too long, and I think it's clear who won. But I will not say who it is, although it's very clear. We'll let you decide,
it is
listeners.
Very clear. Yes. Thank you for listening to the Eververse podcast. We'll see you next time.